It's considered the greatest SummerSlam of all time, featuring some of the greatest SummerSlam matches as well, some good segments and a pretty heavy match card. With lots of ruthless aggression, damn it.
Ruthless aggression. Was it the best SummerSlam of all time though? We'll decide. Nobody else. Meltzer, take your stars, shove them up your arse. Fog Wrestling's here.
Yep, that's pretty much it, and we're going to have to kick off. Will we kick off? SummerSlam hype promo. We've got the automated voice, Brock Lesnar, The Rock, HBK, Triple H, the Un-Americans, the American Badass.
Do you think that automated voice ever botches?
Nah, I shouldn't botch.
Well, maybe we should hire it.
Why do we botch?
Yes.
We botch a lot. I am the table. But I tell you what, it was the right choice having Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio kick off.
Fog Botchamania.
True. But see, this match was a million miles an hour, and exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah, the speed that these guys were going in, you'd be forgiven for thinking that I've accidentally hit the button and I put it on ×2.
Yeah. ×4 in Mysterio's case.
See the start of this match, and they kept up that pace for a fucking weird amount of time. Like, it's like the opening 2 minutes of the match, like, legit was just non-stop.
And Rey dominated.
He did. Rey done well in parts. Angle came back. Towards the end, Angle kicked out of the 619. Rey just like planted him on his head. Was like the 619 was going to do it. Angle kicked out. At this point, you're thinking, well, Rey can't beat him with the 619. How's he going to beat him, bro?
How is he going to beat him? But you know what? Great match to kick off the show. Meltzer gave this 3 3/4 stars.
I think that's harsh. Can we at least talk about the finish, though?
Yeah, no, but I thought I'd bring that up because I just remembered that. And look at the stuff that he gives 8 stars to.
No, we will bring it up. But the finish, so Rey is going for the Hurricane Rana off the top rope, but Angle manages to escape. It kind of looked like a botch, but
they made it look great.
They turned it into the ankle lock, so worked for me, brother. And then Rey Mysterio unfortunately tapped out. The only thing I think might have made this better would be if Rey Mysterio actually escaped from the ankle lock once or twice, because you would think with Rey's speed and his agility and just flexibility and the way that he moves, I don't think Rey being able to roll through and stuff like that would be beyond the realm of possibility. But as soon as Angle locked in the ankle lock, it was over.
It was, but maybe they're just going to, like the old WWE games when someone locked the move in and Rey, submission-wise, big guy, he was done for.
I know, but I mean, I just thought Rey might have been able to escape, but he didn't. Angle got the win, but like great opener to SummerSlam, and I thought it was a fantastic match. And for Wade Keller, you said to give it 3.5 stars. Dave Meltzer, would they give it how many stars?
3 3/4 stars.
3 3/4. That's a fucking joke. This is the same guy that'll give 7 stars to Japanese bums that we've never heard of. This was a quality match for Kurt and Rey, right? Yes, it was the opener. I mean, probably not long enough to be considered one of the best matches of all time, but tell you what, considering the amount of time they were given and it being the opening match, I mean, you could not have asked for a better one. Easily Rey Mysterio's best match since he came into WWE, and I think it will take a long time for Rey Mysterio to beat this. If he does beat it, to be fair.
Yeah.
This might be Rey Mysterio's best WWE match.
This is what established Rey. This match.
And there's no surprise for me that it's against Kurt Angle. And I don't know if Rey's got a better match in his locker than this.
No.
I mean, I'm sure he's got a lot of good matches, but
I mean, his match against Sabu, if it didn't have the complete no contest at the end, might have been great.
The dodgy ending, but no, for me, great match. And
his match against Michaels is good.
We don't really do stars, but I mean, if I was doing stars, for me, it's easily into the 4s. I'd probably give it like a 4.5. I thought it was great.
Easily into the 4s. And you know what? Kurt is performing. Even in this, he's kind of been demoted a wee bit. He's not, world title level since.
Kurt Angle can't have a bad match.
It's simple as that.
That's the bottom line.
You look at Rey against Chavo and Kidman. The matches just seem slow. The
match against Tajiri.
What's the excuse though if Kurt is quicker than the cruiserweights and he's like a heavyweight?
There is no excuse. There is no tomorrow, but there is a next segment, and it was Stephanie McMahon. She sent a messenger to get Eric Bischoff to top that. She then walks into the GM office, but it turns out She doesn't need a messenger because she's found Eric Bischoff. He's sitting right in there. Eric Bischoff says, well, since we are co-hosting SummerSlam tonight, I thought we could share the same office. Stephanie McMahon at first doesn't seem too keen on the idea, but then she realises, no, wait, this is a good opportunity for me to rub it in Bischoff's face about how SmackDown has the better talent. So, yeah, we've got Stephanie and Eric Bischoff sitting together in this GM office, and it was a good segment.
Yeah, this was a good segment, but I think the rest of the segments between these two tonight didn't really deliver. Kind of felt a bit flat for me.
Flat.
Especially because you're going into the two main events were kind of like brand specific. I know Rock and Brock have been feuding on Raw a bit, but it felt like more like a Raw and a SmackDown feud. And by that point, it kind of, like at the early point, it was like, oh, can you top that match? Can you top that match? It would have been better though if it towards the end if it was more of a Raw against SmackDown guy for the belt, but it is what it is. And up next, we've got Ric Flair, who's on this Depression Session run, and he's taking on Jericho. He never wins with a figure four. Could tonight be his lucky night?
The answer is...
Yes.
Yes, just didn't really do it for me. Nature Boys not having a great run. Chris Jericho, I think, is probably having the worst run of his WWE career up to this point.
Yeah.
It's a fairy tale run for Jericho. Ric Flair has been poor since he came back. I think he actually started off okay when he originally came back and he was the co-GM with McMahon.
Yeah.
But since then, it's like the heel turn just killed him.
No,
we're partners, that was good, but...
I actually liked the feud against Taker. The match wasn't that great.
The feud against Taker was alright, but I just feel since the brand split, I think since they separated Flair and McMahon...
Partners. Yeah. I mean, he had another street fight against McMahon, which was alright, but... Come on, man. Not exactly ideal, but...
his run on Raw and doing the whole Ric Flair, Austin, it was like the worst kind of copy of Austin McMahon you could get.
Yeah.
And like Arn Anderson was like his stooge, his Pat Patterson. No wonder Austin pissed on him.
What were they going for?
And then I guess Benoit and Guerrero were his version of the fucking, I don't know, the corporation. It was just sucked.
No, it really did.
Very good.
This match on paper should deliver. But sadly for us, the paper was non-existent. It was like using a permanent marker on a piece of shite.
Yeah, Jericho did have the figure four leg lock on Flair. Flair tapped out but grabbed the ropes at the same time. So referee broke the hold. Jericho 41. Turns out he didn't win. Then Ric Flair with a low blow. And then the figure four and Jericho taps. So Jericho taps out. Ric Flair wins. Boom, boom, boom. Wasn't really interested in this match coming in. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just, for me, it was just okay.
You know what? They actually built this feud up quite a lot. A lot of feuds.
Oh, who am I to kill a stranger? Woo. After all that I have done? Yeah, so Fozzy, woo. Ric Flair coming out and destroying the Fozzy set was pretty good. I like that. I mean, it wasn't a terrible feud, right? I just think that both Jericho and Ric Flair can do so much better than what they're currently doing.
Yeah, and I think maybe the same goes for Edge and Guerrero, which is up next. I mean, Edge is, it's the best he's ever been. Yeah, it is, but Guerrero's just boring me, man.
Probably my least favourite match.
Yeah, it just did not do anything.
I had no interest in it coming into the show, and I didn't really gain any interest during it. I've not been a fan of Eddie Guerrero, other than really... Nah, I'm just not a fan of Eddie Guerrero. I thought the promo with Rock a few weeks ago on Raw was pretty good. The last thing I probably liked that Eddie Guerrero done before that was him attacking Austin in that bar.
Yeah.
But no, for me, Guerrero's run just hasn't been exciting. His matches with RVD, I feel like it was the RVD show.
No, they were the RVD show, but I just thought this match was very boring. Like, a lot of it was just Guerrero working Edge and...
Yeah, working the arm.
And you just knew Guerrero was never winning.
Yeah, so Edge just got his arm worked for the entire match, but then he hit a spear out of nowhere.
Yep.
And got the 1, 2, 3, but really it was just Eddie Guerrero working over Edge's arm for the entirety of the match.
Wasn't a good night for Guerrero and Benoit.
Definitely it was not. Then we got a promo for the Un-Americans.
Yep, we had the Un-Americans backstage. Typical Un-American promo. And they said that the crowd were probably going to sit on their hands during their wrestling classic out there when they are going to retain their tag team titles. And again, I like the Un-Americans, but I feel like this feud with Booker T and Goldust, it's just went on and on and on.
I mean, you say that, they haven't even been on Raw that long.
Yeah, I know, but it seems like every week they're against them in some match, whether it be 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, whatever, they're against them in some form. I think so.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
And you know what, right? We have been saying this for weeks. Goldust is going to take the pin, and then guess what? He doesn't take the pin, it's Booker T that takes the pin.
Can you dig that, sucker? Yeah, Booker T.
Can he dig Testa's boot out of his face?
It's going to take a while to dig that out. Testa's got a great big boot.
He does.
But yeah, Un-Americans win, they retain the belts. Then we go backstage, we see Nydia molesting some guy, as she does, in true Nydia fashion.
That's what I do!
Eric then says to Stephanie that Nydia knows her place as a woman in the business. Basically saying that she should be seen as like a sex symbol and not a co-GM like Stephanie McMahon. We had him bashing the women's division as well a couple weeks ago, saying that nobody wants to see Trish and Stacey wrestle. They want to see sex appeal. And Eric says that Nydia would be a great addition to Raw. Stephanie McMahon I don't think was too bored. He could take Nydia and I don't think she'd really cry about it.
No, to be you can kind of get the sort of vibe that she would welcome it. Now, unless that took Jamie Noble in the Cruiserweight title, she might not welcome it, but...
Yeah, doesn't want that. Up next, got the WWE Intercontinental title match. Rob Van Dam versus Chris Benoit. I mean, really good match. For me, Benoit's just so much better than Guerrero in ring.
No, he is. It's incomparable, but obviously, circumstances, I guess you could say, out of both their controls is going to make people lean towards Guerrero more these days. But honestly, if you know anything about wrestling, Benoit's clear. He is. You name me great Guerrero matches. You can't really think of that many.
There's not that many, but every time Benoit steps in the ring, you give him time and he'll put on a wrestling
clinic.
clinic.
Match against Brock with Guerrero, it's more like Goldberg getting involved and then the frog splash in the moment rather than the match.
Yeah, the match itself didn't really do much for me.
I see Guerrero when it comes to his moments. I think of that ladder match with the fan interrupted. Or Vicky with the ladder. He's like, Vicky, for fuck's sake, Vicky.
Or
when they beat up Pooter. Which Benoit was a part of too.
I thought Eddie Angle at Mania sucked.
Yeah, wasn't that good? But the finish, the boot, I think Guerrero's got memorable stuff, but the matches itself aren't actually that good.
And I literally think every Kurt Angle match is great, but for me that one wasn't that great. But anyway, this match was great. Chris Benoit, RVD, felt like it went on forever. Eventually though, RVD finally hit the frog splash. He won at one point, did apply the crippler crossface that looked absolutely terrible.
Oh yes. Van Dam is like a T-Rex, man. Great with his legs, but cannot work with his hands. And it was evident here.
So you think Van Dam could probably apply a good figure four since he's using his legs?
I actually seen a video earlier on, someone committing an armed robbery with no arms and they were holding the gun with their feet. And I think it's Van Dam.
You might just got Van Dam arrested for that.
I've just fucking threw him out. But no, my problem is with the video, going off topic, if someone's holding a gun with their feet, and he was in a wheelchair, why couldn't you just get the wheelchair and push him out? What sort of positions is he going to have to put his legs in order to shoot you behind his wheelchair?
I'd need to be pretty flexible.
It need to be. Yeah, if it was Van Dam, I'd buy it, but it wasn't Van Dam.
Even having the control with your toes and shit to be able to hold the gun properly and actually aim and pull the trigger.
Itchy's trigger figure.
That's fucking mad. Anyway, RVD wins and he takes the Intercontinental title over to Raw. We then see backstage Eric Bischoff celebrating RVD's win. Stephanie McMahon not too happy, but she just gets up and laughs in his face and walks off, which confuses Eric. And
I'm bringing the US title, Eric.
Kind of confused us as well.
No, it did confuse us again.
She's not really got much to laugh about here.
I feel like these two just sitting in the office though for the whole show. Could they not done a bit more?
Well, she did walk out
No, she did but I mean that's pretty much it for these two, is it not?
What more do you want?
I just like Bischoff being involved in the show.
I know, but it's SummerSlam.
With other superstars.
Maybe they don't want to completely overdo it.
No, he did witness Nydia molesting someone, but that was about it.
Yeah. Up next, got Undertaker versus Test, and a good match. I don't know, you could add, I guess, Lance Storm and Christian in there. They did interfere, but not enough. 3-on-1, Undertaker still got the job done. Planted Test with a tombstone pile driver. And he put Test in the rest in peace position, and after the match he got the American flag and celebrated with it. Unfortunately, at first the flag was upside down. He had to change it around.
No, I would actually say that Kane should have returned during this match to help him fend off against Lance Storm and Christian.
The referee was down, could have done that.
I think Kane returning at SummerSlam would have been bigger than what they actually did on Raw. I mean, what's better, right? The Brothers of Destruction reuniting against the Un-Americans, or Kane returning to Kane or Rooney?
I mean, the Kane or Rooney's funny, but I think this was the moment, probably for Kane to save America.
It was, and I tell you what, this show didn't need saving, but Shawn Michaels and Triple H absolutely saved this show, even though the show was pretty good up to this point. But yeah, great promo package. The match went 27 minutes. Spots. I mean, this is how you work a match.
I know I've just said Angle is fantastic, but I think Michaels is superior. Not technically, not from a technical wrestling standpoint, but just in terms of performance. It's Angle is probably I'd say the second best in-ring performer, but I think Michaels is the first. I think Michaels is number one.
Now, I know this match doesn't count, technically, unsanctioned, but I would say it's probably the best SummerSlam match of all time.
It's up there. I mean, it was fucking fantastic from start to finish. And this is Shawn Michaels' first match back in 4.5 years. And he can deliver this. The fact that he can do this after 4.5 years, that just tells me who's the man and who's not. Can you imagine Brett's first match after 4.5 years? And Brett trying to... And he got a concussion. Take that away. It doesn't matter. You just take Brett out of wrestling for 4.5 years and you bring him back and you try and put him in a match. According to Brett, Triple H can't have better than a 4 out of 10 match. But when Triple H is with Shawn Michaels, he can have a 10 out of 10 matches, so...
No, if this is Brett and Trips, it's boring as fuck.
Probably is 4 out of 10.
Aye, but... No, but the work of this match is brilliant. Triple H battering him for the first 10 minutes.
I know, but I'm just sick of Brett and his fucking delusional bias towards Triple H. If Triple H is in with the right guy, he can have a 10 out of 10 match. Undeniable.
It just shows you how much of a mark he is, though, because... Water is under the bridge with him and Shawn, but he still has a beef with Triple H. Fucking grow up, Brett. It must just be because he's here, Shawn Michaels did me dirty, but the guy can work. Triple H did me dirty, but he can't really work, so fuck him. That can be the only... No, Triple H can work, but he's not... Triple H is better than Brett in the ring. Fuck, Brett's a boring... He's one-dimensional, man. Sorry to burst everyone. He can do a good sharpshooter, I'll give him that.
I'd rather take the sharpshooter than a sledgehammer, though, to the back of the head.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. But
anyway, this match had everything. I mean, it wasn't so much a wrestling clinic because I don't think they were going for that. It was a street fight. It was an unsanctioned match. It would have made no sense if it was a wrestling match. We didn't want a wrestling match. Let's be honest with the bad blood there.
No.
So it kind of pissed me off. Remember Triple H, Randy Orton? They had that match at WrestleMania. Oh, if Triple H gets DQ'd, he loses the belt. It's what the fucking... kind of garbage stipulation was that?
I know, that's very questionable.
No, this had to be...
he broke into his house.
Yeah, this had to be a street fight, and it was. Used every sort of weapon. Michael's bleeding first, but then when Triple H bloods, the blood gates officially flow wide open. Blood going absolutely everywhere. We had tables, we had ladders. I mean, we pretty much had everything. The belts, trash cans, steel steps. I mean, you name it, this match had it. Michaels diving off the top rope to the side through a table. Michaels climbing the ladder, hitting a big massive elbow drop. Kicking out the pedigree, kicking out the Sweet Chin Music. The commentary, I thought, was on point for Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. I mean, Jerry Lawler is normally always on the side of the heel. But even in this match, he's like, fuck it, Triple H is a bastard, come on, Shawn.
JR makes it, though. JR hates Triple H. It doesn't matter if he's feuding against Michaels, Rock, or Austin. He's going in on the big nose bastard.
Yes. But no,
God damn it.
Match was fantastic. Triple H goes for the pedigree. Michaels counters, he flips over, gets the roll up. 1, 2, 3. Shawn Michaels wins. But after the match, he's attacked, smashed in the back with a sledgehammer, and then smashed again with Triple H doing a big swing. Michaels goes down. El Hebner tries to chill Triple H. We also had El Hebner and Triple H square off in the match, and then El Hebner after us telling Triple H to, you've done enough, leave, and you've got JR and King just selling the attack post-match. Fantastic.
Shame though, Michael's probably going to be off TV for 2 months.
Best match I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah, I
Match of the year so far, easily.
Best match since... I really liked Undertaker Van Dam at Vengeance. I'd probably say best match since then. And I'm not saying that match was better than this, but obviously it wasn't. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of like the last match, I think
Van Dam and Taker had a series of good matches, though, even on Raw.
Even one on Raw. But yeah, the alliance against the WWF as well.
Yeah, but for me, I don't know. For Shawn Michaels to come back...
Probably since Rock Austin at Mania X7.
For Shawn Michaels to come back and have this match, it's just not... It's not human. Like,
no, it's
not. Not after 4.5 years. Speaking of not human, Howard Finkel. What is this little man? Well, we get a segment with him and Trish. Trish is hitting on Howard Finkel. He can't believe it. He makes a dog reference. He says that Trish has brought the puppies and he's brought the wiener.
The wiener.
We then get Lillian come out behind, and that's the real surprise according to Trish Stratus. She slaps Howard Finkel, then hits him with a low blow, and I guess she celebrates with Trish and she wants her job back. So Lillian Garcia, Howard Finkel, who's going to be the announcer going forward on Monday Night Raw? We don't know yet.
No, we do not know yet, but it was a weird segment, but I guess they got to fill something in between. But I'm actually liking Lillian Garcia and Howard Finkel's feud.
Better feud than anything going today in wrestling, hands down.
Does it deserve to be in this place in the SummerSlam card? Probably not, but it was alright for what it is.
Sometimes they like to do this, so they like to put something in between the set, like the co-main event and the main event. The penultimate match.
This is actually a show fucking 2 main events.
It is, but you know what? I don't think the main event delivered.
I think
it was... I'll go as far as saying it was the 4th best match of the night.
Nah, it was 4th. I'll go with 3rd. I'll accept 3rd, but it's no 4th.
Maybe it's not 4th.
It's
not better than Michaels Triple H. It's not better than Angle Ray, and I don't think it was better than Benoit RVD.
I prefer it than Benoit RVD.
Well, you're entitled to...
Oh, come on, the ending, man. He fucking countered. He countered the F5.
The ending was good with the chain wrestling and stuff like that, and The Rock going for the rock bottom, or Brock Lesnar countering it, hitting the F5 during the match. We had The Rock hitting the rock bottom on Paul Heyman, taking him out of the equation. But I just don't think the match was that good overall. Crowd very much hating The Rock here, booing The Rock. Rocky sucks. And Brock Lesnar wins clean, which I think he should have. I think too much in this run. I will say the only thing I dislike about Brock Lesnar's run is rise to the top. I think there's been too many times where he's won with help with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Especially against Van Dam. I'm nothing against Rob Van Dam, but if he's going to beat The Rock clean, should he... Because every time he fought Van Dam, he did get help.
Yeah.
But you could argue Heyman got involved tonight, but Heyman played no role in the victory.
I'm going to assume that the crowd and the dirt sheets must have found out that The Rock was taking time off after this. Or leaving, so to speak, because why else would they turn on him? It reminds me of like Goldberg Brock when they found out about that and hijacked the match. Because The Rock's not been receiving any negativity. And here he is in this match getting booed. Not at the building, but they were clearly chanting for Brock. Rocky sucks chants, and we've seen it on Raw as well. And even after the show, The Rock cuts a heel promo and he's doing heel mannerisms to set up Hollywood Rock. You could argue it's probably the best thing that could have happened.
Should it have happened on camera, though? Should it have happened on screen, or do you give...
But see, they didn't plan for it to happen. You know what I mean? That's the only thing.
The pay-per-view did end abruptly, though. Brock Lesnar kind of just won the belt. He was celebrating with the belt, and they kind of cut the commentators off, and it just ended.
Yeah. You know what?
I felt there was something missing in the main event.
It was a good match, right? But I almost feel like Shawn Michaels being carted off in the stretcher.
That should have been the main ending.
But but
at the same time, it's a Brock Lesnar error. How can you have... Yeah, I mean... It's
a tough one.
I don't know.
It's a tough one, but maybe you could... It's unsanctioned, so technically it's not the main event. I don't know.
Possibly.
But I'm going to give SummerSlam...
I'll get a 9 out of 10.
I'm going to get a 9 out of 10. You know what, right? I'm looking at you, Jericho and Flair.
And Edge and
Guerrero.
I think those two matches for me were a little bit of a letdown.
It was missing a few segments as well.
The Un-American matches I thought were okay. They weren't great.
They were
but they were okay.
They were like 6s out of 10s, 7s.
But I just feel like there was too many matches that were average for me to give it a 10. And
Yeah.
I think you need a couple more good backstage segments. But like I said, like the big match is delivered. So
Delivered big time, guys. But that is the era of Brock underway. The era of Rock is a full-time competitor is over. I mean, I guess you could probably argue that was over about a couple of months ago. But I think this is it. The Rock's done.
Rocky has left the building.
It's sad that we've actually got to a point where The Rock and Austin are gone. It's mental.
I was hoping we wouldn't reach this day, but we have.
We have reached this day, guys. But it's a
Probably that's what happens when you start reviewing this in 2002 and not fucking 97.
Yep, you're goddamn right. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts down below, and until next time, peace.